What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Chuck Fitness plays Sonic Heroes Part 3. We're now in Casino Park Zone, the third zone in the game, and the one that...
Boy, Amy sure doesn't give up that easy. What is this place? Sure is bright. We got some time. Feeling lucky?
Sonic, we only have 24 hours left.
Okay, let's go.
This is the one that, this is the level for Sonic Heroes that represents the casino theme from Sonic 2.
Pretty cool.
And this game, unlike... this game will kind of goes back to the older style, unlike Sonic Adventure 2, where they use totally different level themes that weren't seen before in the series.
While turning into a ball, press the A button to hit it with the flippers. Use the L button or R button to control the flippers. Hey, there they are.
They seem to, use levels that were based around the game instead of the level themes like Sonic Adventure 1 did and games before that one used. But this game seems to go back to, and use some of those style, like Seaside Hill uses, you could say, would represent the Green Hill Zone or the ocean themes that we've seen lately. Grand Metropolis Zone would be the city theme, but also like not Casino Park, Chemical Plant Zone. And so this one would represent Sonic Heroes. Ah, crap. Yeah, so there are slot machines. The slot machines are back. There are those individual ones that will give you only a small amount of rings, and there are bigger ones like from Sonic.
What do you mean we have to start all over?
Like in Sonic 2 and the pinball and slot card and pin slot machine from Sonic Adventure in Casino Opolis Zone, I believe is, yeah, Casino Opolis Zone. Alright, so for the controls, you've seen, use the control stick to move around, the A button to move both the flippers, the right bumper to use the right flippers, and left bumper to use the left flippers. Now the other characters can actually get into those slot machines, and they will sit in there as long as you are still in your ball form, and they will increase the payout for how many rings you get. If you get a jackpot, you'll get 200 rings for if there's one ball in there, but it will double depending on how many balls are in there. There are no Robotnik pinball machines, or slot icons, so you won't lose any of your rings if you are in the slot machine, so you really don't have to worry about that, and it won't make you lose your rings or anything like that. If you stay in the pinball, the worst you'll do is you just won't get anything. Let's see. Alright, so you see I got 40 there, and that was because I had another character inside of the machine with me. It would have just been 20. Now you can move the you can switch between the different characters, and that is useful sometimes, especially if you are stuck on the in ball form and you can't figure out where to go. Sometimes the AI will figure out where to go for you, and then all you have to do is just change that other character, and you'll go there. Instead, sometimes they will have fallen off the table, or they will have got to a restart area, like you've seen we've been getting to lately. Of course, it is usually best if you can be one of either flight or speed formation while trying to do going into the... Oh crap! No. Okay. Yeah, instead of power formation in the cannons, because they will usually lead you where you want to go instead of you aiming where you want to go and your aim be limited to a certain direction. So these, you have to use the power formation to punch them. They will flip around and they will launch you off to wherever they're, to the next platform where you're supposed to go. Nobody else can use them, only the power formation, so, you know, that's just what it is. They aren't that hard to hit, and some of them will be in fairly dangerous locations, so you do have to be careful when you hit them, because sometimes it will get a little buggy, and you will fall in and die from some of the later levels that have those on there. As you saw, it is very useful to use the flight formation to get a bunch of rings, to fly into a slot machine like that. That's not very common to have that there, so you won't get that every time. And you see these golden turtles, the only way they are stronger than the green turtles, and the only way to kill them is by using, well, I think the only thing that's different about them is that they're stronger than the green ones. So I thought you could only use the power. Oh, yeah, that's right. They, the only way to destroy them is by flipping them up on their backs. Once you are powerful enough with the power formation, you can actually destroy the the green turtles. But while you are, but with the golden turtles, you have to use the tornado spin to flip them up on their backs and then attack their stomach. And they are stronger. They have 2 points of health, 2 more points of health than the green turtles. So you want to be careful about those. And I believe their charge rate for their laser ring is faster than the normal green turtle, so you do want to be careful about that as well. As you can see, the cannon will, if you are in flight formation, the cannon will launch you higher and at a slower, at a higher arc, which means you won't go as far as you would with the speed formation, but it is still a lot more useful than the power formation, which is a lower arc and will just send you a lot faster, or a lot lower instead of where you can go. So you can see those lasers. That is an area where we cannot go as this current team. Only Team Chaotix can go into that area. And if you notice, there are a lot of different locations where there's a lot of different paths you can take in a level. And this goes back to the older style games. And there are just some paths that, like in Sonic Adventure, some of the characters won't go into, some of the teams won't go into or can't go into. Some levels will end faster for some teams than others, depending on which team you are. Team Rose's levels are a lot shorter than Sonic's, and Team Sonic's levels are a lot shorter than Team Dark's. And the Team Chaotix thing is missions, so they obviously have to have a shorter levels, but they're not quite as short as Team Rose's are. Team Rose's levels are definitely, gameplay style is definitely a lot easier than anybody else's. You know, it's a lot easier to get A ranks for that team, and you don't have to try as hard or work as hard throughout the level, and there's not as many enemies as, say, Team Sonic or Team Dark. And there's a lot more, like, shields and invincibility, shields and team blasts and all that.
Shoot, not my day.
And so you can see getting 20,000 or higher will get you or I guess 25,000 and lower will get you a E rank, and that because I took so long because I couldn't get through that one table that I was on, and I didn't get the key. But I've got over 30 lives, and I really don't. Lives aren't really that useful at this point of the game. It is nice to stockpile them if you can, but it isn't necessary to for every act 1 in a zone you want to go after the special stage. You know, it's just an optional thing if you want to, but it's definitely not necessary. Having 30 or more lives throughout the entire game will get you safely through the game pretty easily. You really don't need no more than that. As you can see, Knuckles does have a white cross, circle and cross over his face. That means he fell off the table and died, so we cannot use him as in his ball form until we can get to I want to say, he should have already popped back up, but maybe he won't pop up until we can get to a little bit higher location. Let's see. Yeah, so those searchlight robots are definitely a pain to deal with.
Looks like we can use the current from that fan to go up. Knuckles, it's triangle dive time.
Oh crap, I wonder. I really hope I don't have to restart the level. This is very odd that he hasn't popped up yet. He usually, let's see. Usually he will have already popped up by now. And I hope I'm not stuck in this because I don't got enough momentum to get out. Crap, yeah I am. Isn't that a pain? No. There we go, and since I am Sonic, I should have already gotten that out. Well. Alright, so it seems if you push the B button, you can actually gain speed. I think. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. He should have already popped. Okay, there we go. I guess you have to go through the tunnel, like that half pipe thing. So while you are in the in an air current, you cannot switch characters, so you have to make sure you change to the power formation ahead of time. And be careful, there is glass that you can break here, so you want to take this a little bit slow, easily. You don't want to make sure, if you are leveled up at this point, you want to make sure you don't bust through the glass until you can gain all of the items that you want there. And now these metal egg pawns are a lot stronger and can only be destroyed by the power character. You cannot use any other character, a strong, a fully leveled character or not, you will not be able to use for the yeah, so the bingo will gain you rings. If you can see the bingo card there, if you can get a row horizontally, diagonally, or from top left or right to bottom left or right, if you can knock all of those out, you will gain rings depending on how many lines you've cleared. Of course, the more you get, the more rings you'll gain. And it doesn't, that however is not based on how many balls you have, like the slot machines, and only the player, the AI, cannot collect the bingo chips. Only the player can. So if you want to try to go for a perfect bingo, you want to be very careful. Now these, let's see. So yeah, that is just the same as a character falling off of the bingo, or off of a table and dying. You will have to wait, I believe, a little while. Maybe the first checkpoint you get, or I believe a checkpoint, once you pass through that, you can gain the character back. Or if you use a team blast, you can use that. I guess I should have used that when I was mess around at the beginning of the level, but I don't think I had one. Now there are a lot of items up there, but usually Team Sonic can't get them because there are no bumpers. With Team Rose, however, there are bumpers and there's a lot more better items. I believe those are just rings, ring boxes, which are of course useful, but fun formation, which are of course useful. And it does seem that okay, so I didn't know that Tails could actually damage the metal robots. I guess those are some different robots up later on in the game. Alright, so you can use Sonic through here, the not triangle, but the tornado jump, but it's just easiest if you can use Knuckles, especially if you get the invincibility shield there. It'll make it a lot easier. So you can switch between different characters as long as they don't die, and there are places where you can fall off through here and die. That is actually very rare to do, but it would seem that I've done it fairly easily. But yeah, if you do, like, if there are 2 bingo chips in a row and you happen to miss one or more, you can easily go after the ones you missed, as long as the character is far enough behind you. It won't work. Alright, so come on, use this. Well, I was trying to use the dummy rings, but it didn't seem like it wanted to work. And if you do die, you do lose your levels up, so you want to make sure, of course, you don't die, along with your score that you gain through the level, and rings and special stage key. The only thing you won't lose is the time. I believe it may not take. I believe it won't add your time that you used since the last time you hit a checkpoint and died. But you still, like, if you messed around in the level and then ended up dying anyway, you probably won't get the A rank. So a good strategy there would have been to use Tails and then go after the and just make sure that I would have hit it. But usually you can get at least a, like, for this section, well, Tails is already dead, but you can actually hit 2 of those chips at once, and you can gain more score by using that. For here, just jump down and don't worry about doing much of anything else. And to make the characters pop back up, all you have to do is just get back onto the carpet area. And make sure you always go after any oh, that's a golden robot. We don't want to mess with him. We're going to knock them out. Yeah, make sure you go after any item bubbles or item balloons that you can. They are very useful. And if you're at the point in the level where you died and you don't have any more levels up, it's smart just to go ahead and use the just to go ahead and try to gain everybody at least 1 level up, so they can be somewhat equal, and you won't have as hard a time, because usually throughout the middle of the level you need to use everybody's skills rather than just a single character's. So you definitely want to try to make sure everybody is equally leveled up. There should be a key in here. That's the only reason why I'm messing around in here, because the table up ahead is the last table for this level, and I want to try to go after the key. I don't want to miss it and have to put it in at the end of the video, just so I can replay this level over again, because this level there isn't too bad, but it definitely isn't one of my favorites. But it's a lot better than some of the levels in the game. So you can see once you run out of your flight gauge, you have a hard time moving around and landing on anything that you may need to. Make sure you knock him out so he isn't a pain. Now, sometimes your characters can get caught at the back there and they won't follow you through this tunnel. So if you do want to try to go after all, get a perfect bingo through here, and it is actually very easy to do. If you want to, of course. You know, you don't have to. You usually, most people won't worry about it. They'll just try to get out of the level as quickly as they can. I was gonna say, yeah, if you do die and you do have a character waiting for you, you won't. You'll just fall through and go back to whichever. I believe you'll go to the next character in the rotation. So, say if you were a speed character, you would go and hit the go to the flight character. If you were power, you would use the speed character, and flight you would go to power. So as you can see, you do actually control the AI, and there is the number 4 bingo chip up there that I missed. Ah, crap. Doesn't seem to want to turn that well for some reason. And you can jump backwards and be launched backwards and up the table. There's number 7 is up there. That's usually a pretty easy one to get, but won't turn for some reason. I believe that's actually number 7 and 8. Well, then again, I could go after Tails, but this is already beginning to be long as it is right now. And as you can see, there is one more. There is actually one more bingo table flying through the air there. If you can go along the middle ramp, or get on the middle pipe and go do that, and you can get every one of the bingo chips except for one. I believe it's either number 4 or number 5. It's pretty hard to get to, and I get an E rank here.
Just enough to pass.
And you can see I used Knuckles a lot more in that section, but that was really just going after the boxes in that glass area. That's where I used Knuckles a lot through there. And it looks like I'm gonna have to stick the emerald at the end of the video again. Of course, Team Sonic, as we always do. Alright, so this is... So this is called Robot Carnival, where what will happen is a lot of robots will appear in different waves, and you will have to destroy all of the waves as they come along. They will range from different egg pawns to the flying ones, to the ones that run on the ground with the spears and shields and guns, to the turtles. The turtles will also appear as well. This one isn't too hard, but there are 2 boss types like this in the game, and the second one is a lot harder. And as you can see, they do appear on both sides of the arena, so you do want to make sure to watch your back as well. And so if you do hit all of these, you will get a shield. If you hit that item balloon in the middle, you will get a team blast, and since our team blast is already full, we don't want to waste it, so we won't worry about that right now. There will be 2 sets of robots that you will need to actually use a team blast on for just so it's a lot easier. This isn't it, you know. If you have Tails leveled up enough, or all the way, all of the flying enemies and any enemy that doesn't have a shield or is invulnerable to the flight character, this will be a lot easier, especially once you can get all of them in a little clump like that, and your Thunder Shot doesn't try to go after the the spring in the on the side there. This is a lot easier if it doesn't do that.
Got nothing left?
Keep 'em coming.
Just warming up.
So that is the halfway mark in the thing, or in the fight. And if you notice, there was a oh. Well, I guess you could say that the all of the turtles with the golden turtle is one area where you can use the Team Blast, and the one with the golden egg pawn is another area where you can use the Team Blast. But I thank you for watching. The challenge of the video is how many rings did I get out of both the slot machines and the bingo throughout the entire Casino Park level. I thank you for watching. I will stick the emerald on the end of the video, so here you go. Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen. This is where I'm going to go after the emerald for Casino or Bingo Highway for the this is where I'm going to go after the third emerald in the third special stage in Bingo Highway. And when I was running through the level, there was a lot of things that I had forgotten to mention, but two of the most important things are that the metal robots that could only be destroyed by Knuckles, you don't have to knock them out, stun them with tails first. If you can get above them and use the thunder or the fireball dunk on them, you can knock them out that way. Or you can also but they cannot be attacked at all by any other character until they are stunned, and your character has to be level 2 or higher to be able to do that. And another one of the things are that the bingo panels are not all the same field of order, so you cannot go through every one of them. Oh, come on! You cannot go through every one of them the same way, thinking, oh, okay, well, you know, 2 will, if I knock out these three set of numbers, I will get it just like I did last time. You know, they're all in different locations, or they're all in different orders, so you have to look at the panels first if you can to figure out which bingos you'll get. But onto this one, you can see this one is a lot harder. The background has changed, the music doesn't seem to have changed, but the Chaos Emerald seems to have gotten faster, and we may lose it, actually. Alright, so this is a field of those, come on, no, come on, you son of a crap. Well, you've seen what it looks like now, so I will go ahead and end this here. I will get the emerald off screen again, but you've seen what the special stage looks like at least. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get the emerald, but, you know, I mean, hey, what can you do? Until next time.